All right. Hello, chat. How's it going? Hopefully well. We're back, and we're playing DMC2 again. It's gonna be a very good time, not torturous at all, because this is the greatest Devil May Cry game. It is. The best one they ever made. It doesn't get better than this one. It does not. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It's fake news. It's bullshit. Don't listen to them. This is the best one. Just like there's a close second. There is a close second. That's the reboot, but this is the best one. Absolutely. The reboot's close. At least neither of them are as terrible as games like DMC 3 or 5. I can't stand those games. Thankfully, we have masterpieces like DMC 2 and DMC, because I don't know what I would do without them. Anyway, I've carried this bit too long. Let's just play the game. I'm stalling, maybe. I think I just caught myself. Like, I wasn't actively trying to, but I think I was subconsciously stalling a little bit. Even I can tell that this is the best Devil May Cry game. Well, it's true. We have the poll going right now, and as you can see, 50% of users say, yes, DMC2 is the greatest. And the other 50% also say yes. It's right there. We have the numbers running in chat right now. It's true. I actually had a power outage today. Man, I can't believe that I had... The power was out for like 2 hours. It was like a legit power outage. We're still on mission 5. Numbers don't lie? Of course not. Numbers can't lie. The data's right there. Can't argue with the facts. What is it? Well, facts don't care about your feelings. Numbers are right there. Yeah, my power was out. So apparently, there was some construction at like the entrance to the neighborhood. And one of the machines that was being used in said construction may or may not have run into like the box in like the grass out there that, you know, connects us to the power. So one of the guys working on the site just bonked the power for the whole neighborhood, which is great. I forget that I'm not wow, my voice isn't warmed up. Oh god, I'm not really supposed to do the sword swing because it's legitimately faster for me to just burn the health bar with shooting anyway. Apparently the whole city had an outage. Yeah, for us, it was our whole neighborhood. Just a little construction worker prank. Yeah, I'm sure someone got a very stern talking to from their boss yesterday. Chole rigged the poll? I don't know what you're talking about. The results are right there. Everyone agrees that this is the greatest Devil May Cry game. I don't even know how you could accuse me of such a thing. I have no idea what you mean. Did I get hit there? I don't think I did. Oh, for fuck. This mission's a bitch, so I would just rather not get hit by the wolves right at the start. What do you mean it's rigged? You can see it right there. 57% of users say that this is the best game. 29% of users also say that this is the best game. And another 14%, the remaining 14%, also say that this is the best game. Nothing is rigged. It's just, that's how the numbers work out. I don't know what to tell you. That's just how it is. It's just the way it is. Hello, Ian. Check this out. These dogs, we're doing it right this time. These doggos are not gonna live past my DT bar. Uh-oh. Okay, one of them fell over. There we go. It actually did work this time. Democracy. This is democracy. What about Devil May Cry 5? Trash. Nothing on DMC 2. Nothing. Garbage video game. You guys notice that I really don't... I feel like trash is a word that's so popular, like, among the gaming sphere, to describe, like, a bad game, or is a game that you really dislike, at the very least. And it's just not a word that I ever use until I'm memeing. And then it's immediate. Oh my god. Double hit? You're crazy for that. Oh, what the? Oh, 3! The projectile tracking for that attack on hard mode is nuts. It never used to do that on normal. Like, I can be above the goat man when he starts it, and they just immediately curve, and like 3 of the 4 shots connect. That is some insane tracking. That's what someone might call bullshit. Not me, of course. Because we just get good, and we adapt, and we don't complain about anything here. Not at all, no complaints. But some people might call it that. I don't know who, but someone surely. Oh, Dante. I hate when they fall over. It's like, I only have a limited amount of time here. I only have so much devil trigger that comes from the consumable item at the start. And when they fall over, I just can't target them. Alright. At the very least with this mission, this encounter, this one right here, is the worst part of the level. Like, once I get past this, we're normally totally fine for the rest of this run. Like, it's... This is the part that's easiest to get smacked up during. And, you know, like, a smack, fine. I can handle a smack. Just not too many smacks is all I ask. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Okay, hold on. One interesting thing with the power going out yesterday. Give me power. Yeah, there was a construction thing going on at the entrance to the neighborhood. And one of the workers hit the power box for the neighborhood with a machine. That's what happened. The power company had to come out and fix the machine, or the box rather, not the machine. The machine I think was fine. But someone had to come out and fix the box. And they were like, at least it happened in the middle of the afternoon on a Tuesday. Yeah, it's great for like 90% of people. You know what I was doing? Working. Bitches. One weird thing though with the power going out yesterday is that after the power came back, I like got back on my computer, you know, turned it on and everything. And now for some reason, one of my case fans, only one of them, is running at like full speed all the time. Rather than, you know, changing how fast it's spinning based on like the current heat of the components, like it should, like it's wired to. It's just running on full blast the entire time the PC is on. So I have to open up my computer and figure out why the hell that's happening now. It's just bizarre. It was not happening before. Power went out midstream yesterday, and now this one fan on the case just full blast all the time. And it's like, it's loud. Like I can hear it. It's annoying that it's running at full speed because it's a loud fan. It's spinning really fast, making a lot of noise. Oh, fuck. I did see the new Assassin's Creed trailer. I think I have the most boring take on it. Because everyone right now is like losing their goddamn minds over the fact that one of the protagonists in the new Assassin's Creed is black, because, you know, gaming community. But even then, it's coming from the perspective of everyone is like, well, it's a historical accuracy problem, because this is like, you know, ancient Japan. He just wouldn't have been there. But then there's the really crazy part of the whole controversy with it, and it almost seems intentional. I saw a meme. Yeah, I'm getting to that. I saw a meme where someone was like, I think this was all a marketing play, because guess what, chat? If you didn't know, let me fill you in. There is a legendary samurai from this time period who was known as Yasuke, who was black. Like it's a legitimate like historical figure that they have made into one of the main characters of the game. And so I saw a meme of someone being like, I think this was intentional to like get a debate going, because the majority of people are going to start freaking out and saying that it's not accurate and all that. But then there's going to be like the 10% of people who know about him, and they're going to be like fighting back and saying that it's completely fine because he was a real person. And it's going to stir up this controversy and get our game talked about more, because no one cares about Assassin's Creed anymore. And it worked. Oh fuck. Whether or not he would have worn a real armor and sword, the point being, he was there, and he was a swordsman. We know that much. It's kind of like leaning into the what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? The fairy tale a little bit. People are talking about pricing. Yeah, there's some of that too. And the pricing thing is just kind of straightforward. Like the pricing is crazy. We haven't seen the game, and they have. Although that's just kind of the Ubisoft thing now. Artistic liberty, yeah, it kind of getting swept up in like the sensationalism of it a bit. But you know, fuck it. Ow, shit. I just like, the dogs are so easy to not get hit during. And the encounter right after the dogs is so bad, so bad. Was I doing anything in particular last time that was like working to get through that encounter that I'm just forgetting? Consistently get through it, I mean. Because I know that I was like trying out, the old strat from normal was to lure the birds away and deal with them first and then get to the goatmen. But on hard mode, the goatmen are just way more aggressive, and they like follow me wherever I go, and they're actually like the same speed, if not faster, than the birds now. So that strat doesn't work anymore. I just got clipped, but we'll give it a run. You never know. One hit is acceptable. Are you trying to make me lie with this poll? I'm not making you lie. It's not rigged at all. You just, you know, answer with your heart, and the data will reflect The facts, simply. Yep. That's what we're doing. Collecting good, reliable data. That's what we do here. Oh, for fuck, that's crazy. God. We once again have the most ridiculous claw grip. The claw grip deniers are in shambles right now over my current hand positioning on the controller to make this work. Ow! Are you fucking kidding? Ow! Why? Why? Why do the enemies work like this now? Oh my god. Dog's gonna die from lead poisoning. They're so tanky. It's crazy how much health they have. What was the poll yesterday? Oh, the poll was it was like a I believe or I don't believe for the power coming back like in time for me to continue streaming. I'm gonna lose my mind if every level has the same song. Well, just you wait. Just you wait. Oh, come on. Oh my god. Thank you. You should play Drakengard? Oh my god. I have not played it for myself yet, but watching a playthrough of False playing Drakengard, it might have some of the worst music in any game. No. Oh, I said some of. Okay, yeah, it has some of the worst music in any game that I've heard. Some of the songs will actually, like... I have no idea how someone could have gotten paid for that. I would have refused. They would have to redo it or not get paid because what the fuck? It's definitely not the worst music I've heard in a video game. That would be the original Street Fighter. Street Fighter 1. Do I need to pull it up? Or are we good? Do I need to pull up the Sagat theme from Street Fighter 1 chat? Do I need to do it again? I've pulled it up before. I'll do it again. If anyone know. Street Fighter 1 Sagat theme is really like it. It makes you wonder how the hell anyone and that's such a hard fight too. The original Street Fighter's hard and Sagat is the boss. So you would be sitting there just like trying to beat him over and over, and like the AI, it's doing all the classic like fighting game bullshit, right? Like it's input reading, and like it's a character that has really strong moves because it's the boss character. So you're sitting there for hours trying to do this fight potentially, and this one track is just on loop, and it's one of the worst pieces of gaming music you'll ever hear. I brought it up recently when I was talking about Street Fighter 6 adding the jukebox, because they added every Street Fighter soundtrack aside from Street Fighter 1. And I think it's because Street Fighter 1's music was fucking awful. So they just didn't add it. How high up the list is the farting basement clowns? Ow. What are we talking about? Oh my god. This encounter sucks ass. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. Should I get red orbs? We are talking about the Resident Evil basement. I wasn't sure. I had to clarify. That's also... I mean, at least with the Resident Evil basement, I think that it's like funny bad, you know? Like it's so bad it's good at the very least, because it's just so bad. It's... that's another one where I'm like, who got paid to do this? We paid like a full contract for this? Y'all see the Deku Tree? $300 fucking dollars. They did a Deku Tree Lego set? Are they doing Zelda Legos? I mean, Lego pricing is always ridiculous, right? But like, hold on, they're doing Zelda Legos? Just announced yesterday? That's awesome. Is it old like N64 Deku Tree, or like new Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom Deku Tree? There's a difference. My level of interest will change greatly based on the answer. I just lost my combo because of the bullet storm thing. I can never remember the name of it. Someone will have it. Someone will help me out. That should be the birds. I think there's 4 of each in this encounter. 4 goats, 4 birds. Oh no. Oh, for fuck. That's a reset. For sure. Rainstorm. Thank you. Take advantage of that. Finish that game. I think I'm just done with Lego games. I think I've just realized that they drain me so much. Like, even I tried to do what's it? We tried to do like the complete saga at one point, and we tried to do Lego Batman 2. And I think I've just come to the conclusion that in my old age, I no longer enjoy Lego games. It's one set that you can build the Ocarina or the Breath of the Wild tree? What? Speaking, I'm starting Ocarina sometime soon, like in the next few days, sort of sometime soon, by the way. We're playing both of the N64 games. Now that Two Ship came out, Two Ship, Two Kinian, which is the Harbor Masters Majora's Mask PC port that did in fact drop on Sunday night as predicted by me. Most like straightforward, brain dead, easy prediction of all time, but I did. It's probably the least proud of myself that I've ever felt for a prediction in terms of like a game coming out because of how obvious it was. Actually, okay, it's the I don't know. I also recently predicted that the mystery showcase at Microsoft's event in early June was going to be COD, and they just publicly confirmed that it's going to be COD. And it was like, okay, well, yeah, of course the mystery hour-long showcase was Call of Duty. Like, they just acquired it. They're gonna go crazy promoting the new COD now. What port? Majora's Mask PC port by the same guys who did the Ocarina of Time one a few years ago. It just came out the other night. So now we have like smooth 60 FPS, camera control bound to the right thumbstick instead of just having Z targeting. Ocarina and Majora on PC. Natively on PC too. They're not emulation. They are native ports. Where do you get those ports? In their Discord server. I have the second most viewed video on my channel is a guide for how to set up the Ocarina of Time one. I did it like 2 years ago. But if you're interested, I haven't set up the Majora one yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be pretty much the same setup process. So if interested, I just so happen to have made like a full guide, not just on how to install it, but also like all the best settings and stuff to get it running perfectly. Like quality of life improvements and all that included. Oh, like having free cam on the right thumbstick, because it's not included right out of the box. You have to set it up. So like in the guide, I go over how to do that. It's a good video. I would recommend it. No bias. Use that if I ever play Ocarina of Time. You mean when you play Ocarina of Time? And by the way, right now is the perfect time. Because A, I'm about to play it, so I'm going to spoil the shit out of it if you don't. And B, Majora's Mask port just came out, so you can now do both of the N64 games. Because they're both worth playing. When you finish Ocarina and you have that moment where you sit there and you're like, wow, that was one of the best games I've ever played. I want to play that again. You don't have to play it again and ruin the magic. You can play Majora's Mask, which is the same thing but totally different. And also really good. Majora's Mask was my favorite Zelda for ages until I replayed Ocarina of Time through the PC port. Because it was just like, dude, this game with like all the modern enhancements, it made me realize how good like the foundation was and how much things like Z targeting just held the game back so hard. Also, yes, we're grinding orbs. I never even said it out loud, but that's what we're doing. I can't consistently get through that second encounter. So item cheese is the way to go because DMC2 weirdly allows you to spam a shit ton of items in levels. Well, not any item. The Devil Stars. Most items you actually can't really spam or use at all for S ranks. But for some reason, if you go with Devil Stars specifically, you can use up to 4 of them a level. I don't know why you can use up to 4 of them. But I'm going to take advantage on levels like hard mode mission 5 where I just have an encounter that I can't seem to get through without it. I'll do it. Are there other graphical enhancements? There are ways to download like HD texture packs where modders have gone in and literally replaced like every texture in the game. In my opinion, they don't look as nice. Like well, they look way better from like a fidelity perspective, but I think that you lose too much of like the original game's style with them personally. So it's really, and it's not actual 60 FPS either, because the reason that the game doesn't run in 60 in like any other version, or like you can't run it in 60 on emulator or anything like that, is because the game's mechanics and internal clock are tied to the frame rate. But it's frame interpolation. So you turn it from 20 to 60, and it adds like extra frames between the keyframes to make it look like 60. And unless you're like an animator, you're not going to notice that it's interpolation. You're just not. Putting it at 60 in the emulator makes it go double speed. Yeah. I've experienced it running Breath of the Wild on PC before. Cause I mean, I played it on stream a little bit. I played like some Breath of the Wild mods on stream once. I actually, because the better version of Breath of the Wild for PC and modding and stuff is the Wii U version. I remember how much of a hassle it was for me to set that all up for stream. Because I don't have a Wii U. But a buddy of mine just so happened to have a Wii U. So I went and I was like, hey, could I bum your Wii U off of you? And he was like, yeah, sure. And I used his Wii U to dump Breath of the Wild onto my PC, which luckily he owned the DLCs as well, so it dumped the DLCs too. And I used that for the modding stream. And I gave it back to him, so if I ever wanted to do that again, or if I just wanted, I mean, I currently have absolutely no wish to, but if I ever wanted to like do another run of Breath of the Wild on stream for any reason, I would probably just dump it anyway, even without mods, because there's a patch that you can use to, you know, set the internal clock at 60 FPS instead. Thankfully. So you can get it running on or at 60 really well on emulator. You just have to have the patch. I would probably do that because the game did look so much better. I mean, go figure, when I was running it at 4K and 60 FPS. Who would have thought? Actually, speaking of like running stuff on PC, dumping stuff to PC, homebrew remasters. The other day when I've been doing so many side projects lately, when I've got free time for them. Like I've been spending like an hour or so a day just kind of doing side projects for the sake of my sanity with how long the videos have been getting recently. And one of those just earlier this week, like maybe Sunday night, I want to say, was I got out my big pile of 360 games, and by that I mean that I had to go to my storage unit and get them, but it was worth it because I dumped Red Dead Redemption and the Gears of War trilogy. I'm trying to think. I think I dumped a couple other games, but I don't really remember. I was thinking about maybe dumping some other ones as well, but those are the important ones. I dumped Gears and Red Dead. And so far, I've got some little homebrew remasters of Red Dead 1 and the original Gears of War running through Xenia with like some, what's it? With some like sharpening through, I think it was Fidelity X. I don't remember what program. And like in the case of Red Dead, some actual anti-aliasing, because that game was pushing the 360 and the PS3 to its or to their respective limits. So neither version of the game has like any anti-aliasing. So just threw in a little like 2 times aliasing. Video nerds know what I'm talking about. Everyone else is like, he's just yapping a storm. I don't know what any of this means. How's Xenia on your Giga PC? Heard Xbox emulation isn't that great. On my old PC, I wanted to be able to work with Xenia more, but I just couldn't. Like, I just didn't have the hardware for it. On the new PC, I have Red Dead 1, I was saying it right the first time, running at a locked 60 in 4K with like the little enhancements that I've thrown in. But Red Dead 1 is using like 70% of my GPU, and I have a 4080. So yeah, it's pretty intensive. I think Gears 1 is using like 50%. So it's pretty, it's like, yeah, no wonder I couldn't get them to lock at 60 on the old PC. Because I did try both of them on the old system, and I've been meaning to do them on the new one. But I've got those working. I mentioned it on False's stream the other night, but I may or may not have heard again through some industry friends and such that they've been hearing again, and this is all alleged, by the way, that they've been hearing again about that Gears of War collection because allegedly they're revealing Gears of War 6 at their big Microsoft showcase on the 9th, and they are allegedly also going to drop a trailer revealing like the collection of the original trilogy for new systems and PCs to like get that out later this year and start the hype cycle for Gears 6 potentially coming out next year, maybe. Who can say? Not that I've heard anything. But in the event that that doesn't happen, because this is like the third time that I've heard that there's an alleged Gears collection maybe possibly getting revealed at a Microsoft event. In case that doesn't happen, I have my old Gears titles dumped to Xenia now, and I at least have the first game working, and like I tested it and got it all like configured and everything. The other ones I haven't touched yet, but that's fine. We'll get there when we get there. And Red Dead, I did it just because Red Dead 1 is never getting a remaster, so at some point, whenever I want it, I have it set up now. I still need to download and benchmark Red Dead 2 on this PC, because that still, to me, is like the best looking game that I've ever played. And I played it at mostly medium settings on my old PC, and even then, it was like using all of my PC to get that. So now I really want to just like see how high I can crank the settings up for Red Dead 2 on this thing and see how good it looks. Didn't it get it? Yeah, it got a shitty Switch port and PS4 port last year. It was Red Dead 1. They ported, yeah, Red Dead 1 to the Switch and the PS4 last year. Only those two specifically. The Red Dead 1 port that they did can be played on PS5, but it's the PS4 game running on your PS5. They didn't bother making two separate versions. They put out one for the PS4 that runs on both. Which, you know, you do you, Rockstar. And no PC port, no Xbox port for Red Dead 1. They redid those and put those out, but no PC, no Xbox. So that was when I was like, oh, okay, that's the sort of like game preservation that we're giving Red Dead 1, which is why I say they are legitimately never going to actually remaster Red Dead 1. That's as good as we're getting. Also, hello, Jess. That's as good as it's gonna get. It took us like 10 years for them to put out two versions of the game that run on two systems that are both like a decade out of date. No PC port, no renewed Xbox port. That's what we got. So, yeah, that's like legitimately, they're not going to maintain Red Dead 1 well at all. Some devs went crazy. Doom Eternal is insane. Yeah, the Doom Eternal port is crazy. Because, like, sure, it looks a lot worse than the PC version if you put them side by side. I mean, it's id Tech running on PC versus, you know, the Switch. But considering that they got Doom Eternal running at a locked 60 on a Switch at all is incredibly impressive just on its own. Oh, for fuck. Okay. Here I am trying to get extra combo and stuff, and I just get bonked. Makes me feel better for not liking a stream. I'm yapping. I've heard the Nier Automata port is good as well. I haven't seen that at all, to be honest. I haven't really heard about it either. Well, yeah, DMC3 Switch port is good, but I'm thinking more like games that came out after the Switch. Because, like, yeah, the DMC3 Switch port is good. But, like, it's a PS2 game. I would fucking hope so, right? I'm thinking more like games that it's impressive that they got it running on the Switch is more just what I'm saying. Like Doom Eternal and Nier Automata would be fairly impressive. I think it came out the same year as the Switch, but the Switch's chipset is from like 2014. So it is still pretty impressive even if it did come out the same year. The DMC3 Switch port, also, to be fair, is only really as notable as it is because of the style swapping thing that they added to it. What was it called? Like freestyle, I think? If it didn't have that, it would have just been like, oh yeah, cool, DMC3 is on Switch. But because they added a whole style switch mechanic from like DMC3 and 4 backwards into DMC3, and it's exclusive to the Switch version because Capcom hates us, it makes it like something that gets regularly talked about in the DMC scene. And I know that I could just port it onto PC. I've never tried it, but I mean, right now, like for the S rank runs, I'm just not trying it because it, you know, in terms of challenging myself to like master every DMC game, it would feel like cheating to add in a mechanic that makes the game that much easier, especially in terms of like style and stuff. Oh, fuck. But I do want to try it out someday. The Switch port has multiplayer? Wait. I don't even think I've heard this before. DMC3 on Switch has multiplayer and DMC5 doesn't? Although, have you guys seen some of the like multiplayer mods for DMC5? There's the one that just lets you play in co-op, and like that's cool. But the really cool one is like the one that lets you PvP with a friend. Like you both choose a character and then you can just literally like 1v1 on DMC5. That shit is crazy. I tried that out with a friend of mine a while ago. And we had so much fun with it. Virgil was busted, of course, but we had a ton of fun with it. Did I properly reset? Okay, I did. Why did I not? This mission sucks. Mission 5 is a bad one. For rank, at least. Ow. Mother. Fuck. Co-op Bloody Palace and campaign? What the hell? At the very least, what's it? That does kind of tell me that, you know, they see the demand for like co-op play in the Devil May Cry games. So in any potential like future title, there's a good chance that they'll actually add it. Because that was like the big thing with DMC5 that everyone was asking about. With like how they had the ghost system in there where you would see like one of the other playable characters in the background, like playing out a sequence from when your friend played the game or something, like off your Steam or PlayStation friends list, right? Like you'd see their ghost doing stuff and everyone was kind of like, what if we could actually just run the level at the same time and play with each other? Like Capcom, why'd you go halfsies on this? Well, come on. We want co-op Devil May Cry. And to be fair, in a game that had 3 playable characters at launch and a lot of missions where those guys kind of cross over and can literally just see each other like in the same room, it would have been the right game to add co-op. Like that would have been the time if there ever was a time. I only say at launch. I almost said 4 playable characters, but I gotta remember Virgil was a special edition thing, as per usual. Oh no, my combo! Fuck! I hate Rainstorm in DMC2. Because the pistols do have higher DPS than the SMGs. So once you're above normal difficulty, they're just the better gun to use. But then if I press the shoot button immediately after a double jump, I get Rainstorm and I don't hit a goddamn thing, and my combo drops just like that as I'm explaining it. I'm done. SMGs it is. I'll play suboptimally because I just can't stand it. I don't know exactly what day I'm moving the Zero stream to. I haven't figured it out. Because I was going to move it to like one really soon, but there are a couple wrenches in that idea. One of them potentially being that I just really want to start the Ocarina of Time streams. The other one's a secret. Fuck. Bitch. Cooking game bundle, cooking game humble bundle just dropped. Oh, I gotta figure out what to do with those extra keys that I have from the Night Dive bundle. When I got the, what was it? The Quake 2 key from like the last Boomer Shooter bundle that Humble did. I gave it to Tom, you know, channel moderator Tomothy, because he wanted it. And I was just like, yeah, sure. I'll pay Tom for the year in a Quake 2 key that I happen to be sitting on. But I gotta figure out what I'm doing with those. Like, that just kind of worked out where Tom wanted the game and he's a mod, so it's like, well, since I can't normally afford to pay mods, here, take a free video game you want that I happen to be in possession of. God damn it. I did just get bonked. This game works perfectly. Is a near carbon copy. Are the only one annoyed? Probably. Because, well, I guess it depends who you ask. Probably not. I joke when I say probably. For me, I like 2D Zelda a lot, and I like Link to the Past a lot. But I like 3D Zelda more. So it's kind of just like better Link to the Past for me. So I'm not upset about it at all. What games you got? It's Blood. Trying to think. There were 2 of them that I already had, and they were Blood. They're Night Dive remasters. Hold on, I'm thinking. Oh, and Doom 64. I have a key of Blood and Doom 64 that I already own those games, but they were just in the bundle. So I have a key for each of them on Steam. You want them, Jess? Jess is asking because she's like, I'm a mod. I don't get paid. But I don't think... I mean, it may be... You know, Blood and Doom 64 are both... Blood especially is great. Doom 64 is fine. Doom 64 is kind of like... If you're a big Doom fan, you'll like Doom 64. If you're like a casual or just, you know, not really a big Doom fan, then it's not going to be the one to change your mind. Ow. Probably never play them. I was thinking about just throwing up like a tweet for them, but I don't know. It's kind of awkward. I don't do like giveaway stuff ever. So it feels weird to just randomly be like, hey, I've got games. Who wants free video games? Get your games. Like, comment, subscribe for free game. Oh, for fuck. I didn't think he was swinging in. I thought he was just moving in general. God damn it. I at least had an S. It's not hurting style, because the thing is, like, I can get an A in damage. I cannot get an A in style because I'm using items. So I already have an A rank there. Can't afford to get another one. 2 A ranks, we still get an S, like, for the mission. But 3, we go down to an A overall. Oh, don't let one of these hit me. That attack is so sketchy on hard mode now. The tracking is just ridiculous. No, fuck, bitch. I was already like, I was legit 1 hit from death, or not from death, from having taken too many hits. Free games in van. Yeah. It just kind of feels like if I threw up a random tweet and was just like, hey, I got games, who wants them? I feel like there's a lot of people who are just gonna say I want it because like it's free. And then like maybe they don't really want them. And I give it to someone who like, you know, they're just taking it because like free game for the hell of it, but they're never gonna touch it. I don't know what to do with it. I could probably just see if Tom wants them. I think they both have achievements, but I don't know if Tom... When was the last time Tom dropped a video? Speaking of. Has Tom been doing videos and they just haven't been popping up for me? Or has there been a gap? Good question. What happened? He was on a roll. Like not even just in like schedule. Like he was pulling numbers because like the videos were good. When did Tom's last video go up? Goat to be kidding me. It's awful. Did you like the stream? He was working on Bully. I know he was working on a bunch like all at once. Well, because he had a bunch of games that he recorded. Because, what was it during the God of War video? I can't remember which video. But during, like, the editing stage of one of the videos, he was, like, getting really bored of editing it. And he just couldn't, like, bring himself to open up Premiere and actually work on the editing. So he just, like, went to go and play other games instead. And he justified it through, like, oh, well, I'm recording for future videos. And I warned him. And I said, Tom, don't fall into that trap, because then like if you're doing this to avoid editing, you can kind of justify it and say that you're doing it for future videos, like you're bulking up footage and all that. But then if you just play games for like a month to avoid the editing, then you're gonna have a whole month of editing. Like you're kind of making the problem worse because you're just offloading it until later, but then there's gonna be more of it. And I think he still did it. He's working on Hades. I didn't hear that he was doing Hades. I knew he was doing a bunch all at once, but I didn't know all of them. I knew he was doing, what's it called? Why can I not think? What was the last video he did? Oh, Lego Batman. Right? I knew he was doing that. About the same as the other ones? Was it? I feel like at first he was doing them like every couple weeks, but maybe that was just, you know, initial infatuation with it. He could tell me what game to stream, probably Resident Evil. That would be a good choice, to be fair. Resident Evil would be a good choice of game. Speaking of, that makes me wonder how the poll for the next review series is going. Yeah, I just found the new way to do this. The birds are a problem, temporarily. But for the goats, I just figured out how to handle this. At least the first two. And getting half of the goats killed before the birds even arrive and start causing problems, it's a good start. Oh no. I forget that that's even a mechanic, that you can click in the left thumbstick. In my, like, repositioning for the really crazy, like, monster claw grip, I accidentally clicked the left thumbstick. I put too much pressure in on it. That's how you build style in DMC2 chat. Spam Stinger. Just Stinger. Works every time. Yakuza still up by 25. That's a closing gap, though, for sure. I will not stick around for the Yakuza reviews. Good in small doses. Chole going through those games is too much. What do you mean? Was it storms? No, it was construction, like at the entrance to the neighborhood. At least that's what the post from the electric company said. It could have just been like a massive, like, system failure, and they were just putting it off. But they said it was construction, and the equipment got bonked by one of the machines on the site. I'll take their word for it. It seems believable. Could be bullshit, but it's believable enough, right? Rocket kills the birds quickly, but you can't move while firing rockets, so I'm just gonna get messed up. It's not just about the speed, it's about the safety in DMC2, because this game doesn't play by the rules. Don't know if you've ever noticed. DMC2 does not play by the rules. It's one of the things that this game really doesn't like to do. Everyone has been robbed. I'm moving. There will be an extra Ace Combat stream for it. Uh-oh. A tank has repositioned. I gotta be real careful about that, actually. And get around to the back so that I don't get shot through them. If you don't know, the notorious thing that makes the infested tank fight dangerous for S ranks is that the tanks can shoot through each other. Like, the tank shells just go through the tanks. So you have to cheese the fuck out of this encounter to do it without getting hit. These guys just have giant health bars and will flat out shoot through each other to hit you, so you can't, like, safely kill them without cheese. Such as this beautiful rocket launcher strat right here. Works every time. Wanted him to do Hollow Knight, but I gave him Mercy. Hollow Knight is such a good game to do all the achievements for, though. In my opinion, I did it. I think Hollow Knight has really good achievements, because there's nothing that's, like, wasting your time. They all kind of feel like you're accomplishing something. You know what I mean? It never feels like there's something that's in there just for the sake of, like, being a grind fest to get through. It's all like, oh, this is actually like a hard thing to do. Like, it's a genuine achievement to have done it. I like Hollow Knight's achievements. Hunter's Mark? Remind me what Hunter's Mark is? Oh, filling out the book? Okay, maybe filling out the book, but I got the book filled out before I got everything else done. Like, just kind of naturally. Or actually, no, I didn't. I had to do a little going out of my way for, like, some of the less common enemies. But it wasn't that bad. That's maybe, like, the one bad achievement in the game. Like, I even just forgot about that. Yeah, I did have to go and find some of the less common enemies. After I said it, I was like, oh no, I remember doing that. I remember hunting down enemies from the book. We'll see you in a few, Tidbit. Oi, yoy, yoy. Infested tank. Saving the DT for the big boy. Still haven't done P5? How dare you not do P5? P5 is like the crowning achievement of any Hollow Knight player. And I only say that because I've done it. And it is by far the thing that I feel most accomplished for having done in the game. Like the 100% completion in under 20 hours. I feel nowhere near the amount of accomplishment as I do for P5. Steel Soul completion? No. P5 was definitely the hardest part of that game. It feels like a badge of honor to have actually done it. And done it legitimately. Like no bullshit. Still no Path of Pain? Hey, they didn't make me do it. I'm not gonna do it. Just not going to. Even then, I probably wouldn't be as proud of that as, what's it? As the 5th Pantheon. I hate when this game makes Dante look so cool. I don't want this game to be cool. This game isn't cool. Like 90% of the time, actually more like 95% of the time, this game is not cool. But then it does something like that and you're like, why is he cool all of a sudden? Ugh. It's not too bad. I did it? Yeah, but have you seen me play a platformer? Like, were you there when I played Mario Wonder by chance? Actually, Mario Wonder, I was kind of disappointed with the difficulty. It felt way too easy to me. Like, as someone who's terrible at platformers, part of the fun when I play Mario is that I get my ass beat by it. So, like, when I beat a level in Mario, I actually feel like I did something because I'm just really shit at the game. Mario Wonder, I kind of breezed through, like, compared to most 2D Mario games. Didn't feel like I earned it as much in Wonder. Show me that eyeball. Oh, he is showing me the eyeball. Fuck, he's out of range. That's a thing that he does. He just flies up out of range. Oh. Oh my god, the tracking on those. Oh, there's more. Oh, there's more. What the fuck? Oh, there's more. Jesus Christ. Infested Chopper turned up, decided to actually do things today. This is... Chat, has anyone fought like a dumber boss in a video game than Infested Tank or Infested Chopper? Genuine question. And when I say dumber, I mean like a boss that just kind of sits there, poses no real actual threat, and is just an absolute bullet sponge. Like you just genuinely sit there and dump into them. And like that's the fight. Oh my god, I got hit. I got hit in the Infested Chopper fight. I take it all back. This boss is terrifying. One of the hardest bosses I've ever fought in a video game. On hard mode, he's got a little bit more sauce. Dirty Colossus. Ooh, okay, that's actually not a bad pick. Demon Souls Dirty Colossus. I'll give you that. That is a fair pick. I guess you could also, in a similar vein, what's the boss from Dark Souls? Ceaseless Discharge from Dark Souls 1. Ceaseless Discharge is also kind of, I guess he does more than, ooh, I got hit again. I don't think I got hit like at all at the beginning, or maybe I got hit once. We might still be fine, to be honest. At least Ceaseless Discharge has one of the best names, Pinwheel. I wasn't thinking of Pinwheel. I got hit 3 times in the boss. I can't believe what just happened. I wasn't even thinking of Pinwheel, but actually Pinwheel as well is kind of dumb. The issue with Pinwheel, though, isn't that the boss doesn't have, like, any mechanics. It's that the boss is like, oh my god, a D on damage? Are you... Okay, I can't take anywhere near that much damage. I did everything else right. Okay. Awesome. Run it back. I did forget about offense heart. Time was fine, but definitely the boss being shorter is only ever a good thing. I did forget about offense heart though. What heart does it replace again? Oh yeah, Chrono. Okay, so I do want Chrono heart for the first couple rooms. Actually, Pinwheel's all right, needs more health. Yeah, the only issue with Pinwheel is that he's balanced as like an early game boss, but by the time that anyone really goes through the catacombs, because the catacombs are a scary area, especially like the entrance to the catacombs scares any rational player away, makes you think like, oh, I gotta come back to this later with better gear, right? So you do, and the area feels pretty fine when you come back later in the game. But Pinwheel is a pushover if you come back like... I mean, when I first played Dark Souls 1, I went to the catacombs like after ringing both of the bells. So I went back like a good bit later and just... He died in like 3 hits. I was running a strength build on my first playthrough of Dark Souls, so he genuinely did die in like 3 hits. I had a big ol' sword. Pinwheel does at least have mechanics. I can give him that much. It's just he's not balanced right, like at all. The numbers are so off. I just dropped an A, it's fine. Style's actually pretty all right for this mission. Like there's some wiggle room for style, and it's entirely because of infested tank. 3 times. Forgot. The encounter that ruins this mission is the second one. Every time. At the very least, once I get past the second room, I know that I have a run all the way to the end. Makes this slightly better, is that if I can make it past that second area, we're good. We have a run. Oh man. Oh man. Okay. Devil Star again. Change to Chrono Heart. There's a lot of menuing in this level. I don't like it at all. I don't like a DMC level that has me spending this much time in the menus. Ugh. Especially on repeated runs, it gets super obnoxious. Oh shit, okay, that was... I don't know what I was thinking, to be honest with you. I can hit them while they're coming out of the ground as well. I don't even know why I'm disabling my DT. Like, I don't need to. I can kill him as he's rising up. Jess, did Mikkel actually do Path of Pain? He's done basically everything. Well, that's kind of how he is. Mikkel gets like 1 game a year. And it's not even like a new game every year. He gets like 1 game a year that he buys. And he does absolutely every last bit of content in that game. Like, he squeezes all the value out of it. Could you imagine if I got Mickle to buy the Devil May Cry collection, just 1, 2, and 3? The dude would be like the greatest player we've ever seen within a month. He would be doing combo mad videos in a month. Oh, for fuck. I forget how insane the projectile tracking is now on hard. Oh my god. It's crazy how, like, this encounter wasn't easy on normal, but it was nowhere near this difficult on normal difficulty. Oh my. Fuck. He would be insufferable in your streams, though. Imagine telling him to play DMC4. Yeah, you gotta get him hooked on, like, this collection goes on sale, and I'm like, Mickle, you got 3 games, all with some of the, well, one of them with some of the best combat you'll ever see. The other 2, like, one of them's decent, one of them is just, like, kind of so bad it's weirdly enjoyable at times. Not all the time, but sometimes. You know, every once in a while, you catch a glimpse of what it could have been. And it makes you like it a little bit until you get like 2 rooms further and then you hate it again. Tell him to start with 2. But there's a lot of achievements here. Like, he would be grinding for just the achievements, and then he would see that, like, you know, I have DMC 1 all S ranks, and he would have to, of course, meet me there. There's no way that I could get him to do DMC 2 S ranks. There's no way. One of them has the best vibes and one-liner ever. Yeah, that's what we tell him about 2. We tell him that DMC 2 has the atmosphere and like one amazing one-liner. We don't tell him anything else. We don't tell him anything else. We leave it there. That's all he needs to know. I'm just conspiring to give birth to another DMC addict. I've done it before and I'll do it again, damn it. I don't have a great success rate with it. Don't get me wrong, I really don't. But I've done it before. Does Mickle need me to donate him some games? I think Mickle is kind of just, well, Mickle also doesn't game like all the time until he has a game that he's really playing the shit out of. Like last year, it was, well, he had 2 games last year. In the early half of the year, it was Diablo 4, like when it came out. He watched me play it on stream and he picked it up because he was like, oh, I could get a ton of time out of this. And he got really hooked on D4. And then the latter half of the year, it was Hollow Knight, because Hollow Knight went on sale. Or maybe it was free on like PlayStation. I don't remember exactly. It was Hollow Knight. I think I got hit like twice, maybe. Mickle is just the type that like, he's not super interested in branching out until he realizes that he could like absolutely grind a game that looks fun to him. And then he's in. Never completed Hollow Knight. It's so good though. It's so good though. I still need to play. Every time I think about Hollow Knight, it makes me feel bad for having skipped that new Prince of Persia game this year. Because everyone was saying it's like the best Metroidvania to have come out like since Hollow Knight. So I do, like, it haunts me that I skipped the new Prince of Persia. But also, they didn't launch it on Steam. They made it a Ubisoft Connect exclusive at launch, so they can get fucked for that. I'm not buying a game on Ubisoft Connect. I've done it before. I'm not doing it again. Never again. And to be fair, the game that I did buy on there was the original Rainbow Six, so that I could install mods for Rainbow Six, because I have the old PS1 Rainbow Six. But I bought the PC version that they have on Ubisoft Connect. so that I could mod it and get like a ton of value out of it. What is Ubisoft Connect? Exactly. It's their PC launcher. It's their game launcher on PC. Just you wait, chat. He'll die eventually. Give it some time. I just wish the game was only Dante. Bro, you don't like playing as Nero in 5? Nero feels a little stiff in like the early game of 5. Like until you get his kit really opened up, he feels really stiff. But dude, once you get Nero, like you finish the game and you get, you know, the spoilers. Like once you finish the game once and you go into New Game Plus and you've got all that and like you've got enough red orbs to properly beef him out and get like all of his moves and stuff. Oh my God. DMC 5 made me love Nero. Like I liked Nero when I played DMC 4. But I love Nero in 5. I'm still a Dante main. I still, like, Dante is my favorite character to play. Will always be, probably. But if they, to be honest, if they did more with Nero in, like, a potential future game, I could see myself becoming someone who, you know, Nero is my favorite character to play. He's just so good in 5, man. V is fine. I feel like even that's a hot take, but I'm like, yeah, I like playing as V. It's just, I would genuinely, like, at any time that I'm playing as V, it's not that I dislike his gameplay. It's that I would just rather be playing Nero or Dante. Like, anytime that I'm playing V, I'm sitting there thinking about how I could be playing Nero or Dante. Like, he's not bad, but he just doesn't have the sauce that those two do in 5. And it's because he's a new character. You know, the first time around, it's always a bit experimental. DMC 1 Dante doesn't feel great. DMC 4 Nero doesn't feel great. Like, whenever they try a character out for the first time, DMC 3 Virgil doesn't feel great. Every time it's a new character, it feels good, but it doesn't feel awesome. It takes a game or two for it to get there. Like, DMC 3 Virgil? He's okay. DMC 4 Virgil, he got the sauce. They gave him the sauce in 4. Dante took until DMC 3 to become really good. He was fine in DMC 1. 2 was just a misstep. 3rd game, they nailed Dante. DMC 4 has the opposite problem. What? That Nero feels really good at the start, but he doesn't feel great or like at the end of the game. I've only ever played 4 once. I never replayed 4 because when I played through the series initially, I played them all in release order. And then every time that I thought about replaying 4, I was like, why wouldn't I just play 5 though? Like, it's the same style of gameplay. What is this gameplay? This is the infested tank fight. If you've never seen it before, welcome. I know, it's amazing. It's so dynamic. It's really intense. Like, at any time, I could clearly just get killed in one shot. It's a constant possibility. Trust me, I'm not lying. It's super tense. Trust me. Showtime. Yeah, the infested tank fight. Just wait. I mean, this is better than Infested Tank, but Infested Chopper doesn't improve by a whole lot. This is also just one of the weakest bosses I've ever seen in a video game. Mission 5 sucks. It really does. Those early encounters for S rank, like, just playing normally, they're fine. But for S rank, those first 2 encounters are really obnoxious to try to do, like, no hit and maintain a combo and all that. And then once I'm past those, the rest of the mission is easy, but I have to do Infested Tank followed immediately by Infested Chopper. So then the rest of the mission is easy, but just really boring. And that red orb is so weird. Like, they place the orb where it will start to fly towards you, but it won't get to you in time before you actually go through the door. It just won't. It's poorly placed. 4 has faster gameplay and more threatening enemies. I think the 5 just made it better. Like, I don't even know about faster. The enemies, sure, but 4's enemies suck ass. To just put it in the most scientific terms. All of 4's enemies are just obnoxious and overly gimmicky. Like, they're threatening through the form of, like, they force you to do one exact thing to them. And it's just not fun. Dropped a D from the... Yeah, the D is fine, honestly. Because this mission, you get so much style from the tank fight, from just sitting there and wailing on the 2 that you kill with melee, that the style in the rest of the mission, as long as you don't drop, like, 10 D rank combos in one run, it's still just gonna be S. Give me that weak spot. Frost and Angelos. Yeah, some of the enemies are good. I like Angelos and I like the Frosts. I hate most of the enemies. Oh, offense heart. You're right. I forget again. My bad. Like the little bastards that go through the floor. Literally everything in like the jungle area. What's his name? The big guy at the Blitz. Most enemies in 4 are threatening by way of just like completely shutting down all playstyles but one, and I kind of hate it, like a lot. 5's enemies aren't as threatening, but they at least give you options. Oh fuck. Because you know, DMC is a sandbox. It's a combat sandbox. Come on, Chopper. That one missile might screw me. I'm worried now about my damage after the last run that I actually got all the way through. Jesus Christ, this fight. Oh shit, that scared me. Exciting gameplay. Yeah, this mission is awful. It's just 2 boss encounters back to back that are just so like mind-numbing because they have a ton of health but nothing actually really going on. And it sucks that I have to retry this mission so many times because the first 2 encounters before the tanks and the chopper are actually really hard. That was a D on damage. Holy shit. Okay. I can take 2 hits. Entire mission. I'm counting. Because I've been going off of my gut. I think I got hit 3 times. Maybe I can only get hit once. Like, I can afford one hit, second hit is a reset sort of thing. I can probably only get hit once, actually. Because we're on hard mode, and I'm already going down to A for items to get through the early encounters more consistently. There we go. One hit from the rocket can get you to B. Fuck. So it's the rocket specifically that's screwing me, most likely. Because I've gotten hit by that rocket. I got hit by it twice the first time. And then I got hit by it once that last run. The rockets are the scary part. Oh, for fuck. I hate them so much. These fucking birds. The MGS4 video no longer has the link to the poll. Huh? Hold on. My game's gonna crash. But. What? It does for me. Hold on, now that I'm here. Okay, Resident Evil still creeping up. Did you not pin it? I did pin it. It's pinned. It didn't crash! Holy shit. The lucky run, the lucky roll. I might use VPN to skew it. I have VPN protection on the straw polls. Which is as simple, it's not a very sophisticated protection, but it works. Because the protection is anyone using a VPN can't vote. If you're connected to a VPN, it will bounce you off of it. I think it tells you to disconnect from the VPN. I don't think it just says like, oh, error or anything. I think there's a message for it if you try to vote on it with a VPN. I know that it works somewhat, at least, because I got comments asking why I had like VPN voting disabled back when I did the polling during Armored Core. So I know that it works because people were getting pissed that they had to turn off their VPNs to vote on it. Maybe I should put it in the description too. Like when I do link it. Oh, I fucking forgot to... The good old nuh-uh button. Hey, not super sophisticated, but if it works, it works. I mean, because how else do you do it, right? It's not like they... Because if If you just use like an IP protection, yeah, the IP changes if you change the VPN server. So they kind of just have to do like, oh yeah, if that's a VPN's IP, you can't vote. That's like the only way that they can really do it. Oh, hold on. Equip. Amulet. I used to finish work and go straight for games. Now I just want to drink and relax. While I'm working, am sitting there thinking, ooh, I want a game, but I can't. And then it's like the instant that my work is done, I boot that shit up. Like the absolute instant. I'm just like, yep, gaming time. We're doing it. Lately, it's been X-Defiant. It's just as soon as my work is done, as soon as I get to that point where it's like once I get this amount of work done, I earn a little break. Boom, X-Defiant. Every time. Fuck. Hate him. Hate him. I'm gonna wait for the bird to come down. The tracking in this game can kiss my ass. On normal mode, it's super weak. I'd try it if it wasn't on the stupid Ubisoft launcher. Yeah. It's good. I like it a lot. At first, it's kind of a weird experience because you play your first match of it and it's fun, but you're like, oh, this is kind of janky. Like, it feels like it's from like 2012. But then it kind of grows on you, especially if you're like me. And you know, you were playing a lot of like 2012 like COD games, right? Like for me, why are all opinions on the poll wrong? I don't know what you're talking about. We're just getting a good objective survey on how many people say that DMC2 is their favorite game in the series. That's all. It's a very objective, data-driven poll. Crazy how sometimes even with offense heart, because of just the way that the dogs kind of like flip at random, I still can't kill them in one devil heart. Looks like Black Ops 4 if it knew what it was. Man, it looks like Black Ops 3 if it was good. I don't know why we're going after BO4. Although I was definitely in the minority on BO3's multiplayer. I thought that shit was so boring. And I still, like, I've gone back a couple times in recent years with friends, and I still just can't get into it. BO3 Zombies, amazing. Peak. It never got that good again. But the multiplayer was so just bleh. Oh god. Have you perchance ever worked at Fox News? Hey man, it's just not Fox. Every network does their polling like this. Come on. You're definitely not wrong, but it's literally every network that does this. Ow, ow, ow. I wonder if COD on Game Pass will steal some PlayStation gamers or just make PC more popular. Either way, I think it would do both. Because I think the COD tubers will definitely... I mean, they were already on PC because there was no real reason to still be on PlayStation, like, for COD. But historically, like, COD content creators have just bounced to whoever has the current, like, deal with Activision. But at this point, PC just gets the best of both worlds. Like, even before the Microsoft deal came through, that was the case. Is it just how long you don't get hit and get an S rank? It's a whole lot. It is the worst ranking system in the series, for sure. It's really bad. Hold on. Doing all S ranks has changed your opinions or rankings on the games at all? No, I can answer that. That's fine. On Armored Core, so currently we're up to Nexus doing 100%, right? Some games have changed around a little bit. Not necessarily, and what I've said with this too, with like 100% streams kind of changing my mind, so to speak. The original scores still stand as like, you know, I played the game like a normal human being for the first time, and this was how it felt like as a first-time player. Like, the scores still hold up in that sense, and I wouldn't, like, go back and change them retroactively if I could or anything. But some games, I have definitely had opinions change a little bit from doing the 100% streams on Armored Core. Silent Line, I do not like that game as much anymore. Fuck Silent Line and its 100% and its S ranks. Can kiss my ass. Bullshit 100%. Great game to play through just like front to back. Bullshit to 100%. Just the worst. Would not recommend it in the slightest. Makes the game so unenjoyable to 100% it. Oh god. Nexus Disc 1 I like a little less after 100%. It's just really poorly put together. Like, just, I could rant about Nexus Disc 1. Disc 2 on Nexus is great. I didn't play it for the video. I'm just playing it now for, like, the streams. Disc 2 is awesome. Just has some really odd secret parts. There's too many secret parts. Like, I'm playing every mission in the game, like, 4 times to get all the parts. Because some of them, I think the most hidden parts on one mission is legitimately 5 on Silent Line. I got asked a lot when I did the Master of Arena video why I didn't play Disc 2. Did you skip Another Age? Oh, Another Age, I feel basically the same. The boss fights at the end are cool, but they don't really, like, make the game better or worse for being there. They're just kind of there, and they're good. It doesn't change the fact that the first 100 missions, like, I got pretty much the exact same experience out of them. Has an extra 5. Dude. I'm glad I didn't do portable for that. Like, just having more when my problem already is, like, there was too much and it got miserable past, like, the 20-hour mark. You're gonna 100% 9-breaker? We are gonna do 9-breaker once I finish Nexus, and I'm not looking forward to it. Because 100% there means getting the gold on literally everything. Want to play more of the game you like? Here's that, but busy work and chores. Thing is, it depends so much from game to game whether 100% is better or worse. A lot of games, I would say more games than not, do a poor job with like 100% and completionist content. But there are games out there that are so much better if you 100% them than just play them normally. Like Red Dead Redemption 2 is really good if you just play it like a normal person. If you 100% it, it's fucking phenomenal. Like, unbelievably amazing. Genuinely. Like, when I first played Red Dead 2, I was like, yeah, this is good. It's pretty much just cowboy GTA 5. It's solid. Story's good. I like Arthur a lot. That's about it. When I 100%ed it, changed my mind. That game is actually insane in terms of just like the quality. Because when you 100% RDR2, what you realize is I just played this game for like 170 hours and none of it was like repetitive grindy content. Like every hour of that 100%, I was doing something different. And it's insane. Like every side mission has full production quality cutscenes and like side story arcs to go through. It blew my mind 100%ing the game compared to just like playing through the main story once and then never going back. It actually, like, it completely changed my opinion on the game for so much. Like, I love it so much more now. And I genuinely recommend 100%ing the game to people now. I'm like, I know it's a lot of content, but like, it's so good. So worth it. You have no idea. Trying to think. There are other games I know for sure that got better after 100%. What game? Red Dead Redemption 2. When I 100%ed it on stream, it just blew me away that like I played 170 hours and none of that content got repetitive. Whereas like Breath of the Wild took me about the same amount of time to 100%, but you know what I did when I 100%ed Breath of the Wild? You know what I did? I went out and grinded like 900 of the same 5 puzzles on loop for a golden pile of shit, like a literal golden turd. Breath of the Wild spat in my face for 100%ing it. Red Dead Redemption 2 gave me what was already good about the game, but better and so much more of it. Like, it's the difference between just how you treat filling your game out with content. Because, like, Red Dead 2 has about the same amount of content as Breath of the Wild, but the quality difference between the two of them is absolute night and day. I still have content to do. Yeah, it's what amazed me with Red Dead 2 isn't just that like, oh, the gameplay doesn't get stale. Because if Red Dead 2 was just like getting held up by its base gameplay, it would get stale. Where it excels is like what I said, like every hour, if you just sit down and like, you know, every hour on the hour, you write down a quick note about what you're doing, like just figuratively speaking. Obviously, I didn't do this. But if you did that, and then you went back through those like 170 notes at the end, none of those notes would be the same thing. Like every single note is different. Was made to not be broken like an Excel spreadsheet. I get that. I've listened to the GDC talks and everything. But yeah, the devs being like, oh wow, you liked our game so much that you went out and did absolutely everything. Here's a golden turd. I didn't like it. You know what I also didn't like? When they did it to me a second time in Tears of the Kingdom. Because I 100%ed both. Because I'm a psychopath. Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are games that are so much better if you 100% them. Most Zelda games, actually. Prior to Breath of the Wild, if you do every little bit of content in them, they're a far better experience than just if you run through the main story front to back. But then Breath of the Wild and Tears, like, they went for something different where it was like, yeah, we filled this with like literal thousands of collectibles, not so that you would go out and get all of them, but so that if you played without like a spreadsheet or anything, you'd just come across stuff naturally because there's so much stuff that you can't not run into it, right? Like, that was the design idea behind Breath of the Wild's world. But by no means does that mean you have to literally throw a golden turd at players who do go out and do literally everything. Like, that's kind of just, oh, you weren't actually supposed to do this, So we're not gonna actually make anything for the situation where someone does do it. Like Red Dead 2, I got like the most beautiful, best stat horse. It was like a rose gold colored mane horse. I got all these incredible, like unique guns with crazy like etchings all over them. Like just insane craftsmanship. If you go and do the inspect and like look at them, they're awesome. Zelda is like turd. You get poo. You've been collecting poo the entire time. Completion is something many gamers want to achieve. But yeah, like it's a good idea on paper, but then also it kind of comes down to like there are two camps when it comes to their design philosophy there. And I'm kind of bordering between them, like, because I'm someone who really likes completing games and doing everything. Feels good. I feel rewarded after doing it, right? Like DMC1 S ranks, seeing that sheet of entirely filled, like every single slot on that said S, they didn't have to give me like a special reward. Just doing that was the reward. Like being able to see that chart at the end felt great. Sometimes I'll do things just for the sake of doing them. But I do kind of fall into the camp of if I'm going to play this game and you give me like 900 different things to complete, I want those things to all be unique. Like I want them to all offer something that the previous thing didn't. Because otherwise, like I'm just gonna fall into like this loop of mindlessly doing the same thing, and at a certain point, it just gets really stale. I say as I'm doing DMC2, but to be fair, if you asked me if I would recommend doing DMC2 S ranks, the answer is fuck no. It's not hypocrisy. It's insanity, okay? I don't want to hear it. Like, in my opinion, in Breath of the Wild's attempt to distinguish itself from, like, contemporary Ubisoft open worlds, it kind of just became a slightly different brand of contemporary Ubisoft open world. Like, it feels a little different, but you start to pick apart the elements, and it's the exact same thing. Like, the tower to reveal the map, the absurd collectibles that don't really give you anything for doing them other than the fact that you can say that you did. What? Huh? I think that's the first hit I've taken this whole run. Could be wrong, but we're close, so I'm just gonna finish it and see. But that's the bad attack to take a hit from. The rocket is the one that you really don't want to get hit by. So I'm a little upset. I think Breath of the Wild has really good ideas. I respect Breath of the Wild. I think Breath of the Wild could have been better, and then I think Tears of the Kingdom, while it added a lot of fun stuff, it didn't fix the core flaws that were just still there. Like, you can add all this new stuff that's really cool and fun, but they didn't change anything that was already, like, a problem in the first game. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I have no idea what the fuck they worked on for 6 years on Tears of the Kingdom. I have zero clue how they took 6 years to make that. I cannot be convinced that all of that time was like actual productive development time. There's no way in hell. Like, the base game, put straight over. All the core issues are there and everything. They changed the abilities. They added some sandbox elements. It was the physics. Bro, it doesn't take 6 years. And if it did, there was no good reason to spend 6 years on it. Like, you can't convince me that the physics were worth spending 6 years on. Getting the physics to work without jank. I have no idea what the fuck they did for 6 years. Because it's not to discredit what's in the game. It's just the amount of stuff in the game that's actually new or different from Breath of the Wild doesn't constitute 6 years of development time. Like, the numbers just don't add up. There's a missing variable in there or something, right? Anyone could reasonably find. We do know from at least insider reports that they allegedly spent about the last year of the game purely doing QA and bug fixing. But even then, what did they spend 5 years on, if that's the case? Like, what were the first 5 years? Still, like, that's not 5 years of content either. Proceeds to discredit what's in the game. No, I'm saying, like, what's in the game is good, but there's something missing, because what's in the game did not take 6 years. There's no way in hell. Absolutely no way. Because, yeah, like, Breath of the Wild took less than 6 years. And they built that entire game from scratch. Like, the engine, the work, like, every last bit of the functionality in Breath of the Wild from scratch. Tears of the Kingdom started with what Breath of the Wild had and built on that. How did it take longer? Maybe they built the whole map with Legos. I'm like, it's one of the greatest, to me, mysteries in like the modern games industry is what actually was the development timeline of Tears of the Kingdom like? Like, someday, if some like developer who worked on Tears of the Kingdom were to write like a book documenting what those 6 years actually were, I would buy that book like immediately. Zero hesitation. Like, I would want to read that so bad because I need to know what actually was going on. I have no idea. I have zero idea. Oh, is this just the building fight? I was like, where am I supposed to go? Did you watch the GDC talk? There was a GDC talk about Tears? No. Hold on. I watched the old Breath of the Wild one. Did I just miss this? This would have been at GDC. What? Okay. They did a GDC talk about the physics and the sound design of Tears of the Kingdom last week. I did not know that this came out. That's probably not going to answer many of my questions, unfortunately. Oh, I don't think I'm going to have to full quit on this mission because I'm not using any items here. We talk about Konami, but Nintendo Gulag is the only slavery that somehow made a renowned director quit to become a psychiatrist. Who was that again? Who genuinely like quit Nintendo? Like, he was a director on a lot of big games, left Nintendo, and then legitimately changed his career entirely. Does not work in game dev anymore. Because that's not common. For someone who's like committed so much of their life to game design and development to just leave. That's really uncommon. Like, to go to another company, sure, but to leave the entire industry is not common at all. Sakurai became a YouTuber. You're not wrong. Sakurai is still employed by Nintendo though, right? I think he still works at Nintendo. Unless I just missed that he's not with them anymore. I feel like that would be a crazy thing for me to miss. I am gonna need to get in there at some point and get some combo. When the challenge of the boss fight becomes not using your guns. I remember his hit video about finger technique. It's still my favorite, like title thumbnail combo I've seen. I'm gonna start back from the beginning. And, greatest third-person shooter, Devil May Cry 2. At second phase? Oh, you're right. That is when I want to do it. I was thinking I was going to reset, both for the damage and for the, what's it? Oh, how? That's good. What would actually be my answer to the greatest third-person shooter? I would want to say, like, Mass Effect 2, but I think because of how little third-person shooting you actually do in Mass Effect 2, Fortnite, kiss my ass. Gears of War 3, maybe? It's up there, at the very least. I don't know if it's the greatest, but, like, it's up there. Oh, Max Payne 2 is up there. That's a good, that is a really good one. Wow. Battlefront 2 Classic. See, Battlefront 2 is a really fun, like, party game. But it's not the most well-designed, like, shooter by any means. It's up there on, like, my favorites list, but I would feel wrong calling it, like, the greatest third-person shooter, you know what I mean? Same with Mass Effect 2, where, like, it is a game with third-person shooting, and the third-person shooting is good, and the story is great. Oh, Vanquish? Vanquish could be an option. Definitely, Vanquish could be an option. I'm about to download Killing Floor 2 on my potato laptop. Killing Floor 2 is so good. I don't know who convinced False to do Killing Floor 2 for her community day, but it's gonna be her greatest community day ever, because that game is just so good. One of my favorite co-op games ever. Absolutely. I mean, I'm a bit of a Killing Floor simp, to be honest, but genuinely, Killing Floor 2 is very, very good. So it was under $2. Yeah, the thing is with, like, her doing her open lobbies, obviously she tries to go for, like, free-to-play, cross-play stuff to, like, you know, have it open to as many people as possible. And it's great, like, that she does that. It makes total sense, obviously. But man, as soon as you just go for something like Killing Floor 2, where it's like an actual paid premium title, the quality of the game that we are playing just goes up so much. Just, like, immediately. Ow, 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 ow! What the fuck? You get hit by one, you get hit by all. Compared to something like Black Ops 3 Zombies. Yeah, I don't get as much playtime out of Killing Floor as I do COD Zombies. But what you have to realize is that Killing Floor is older, despite what is commonly thought, because Killing Floor Retail came out a year after World at War. But Killing Floor started in 2004. Because it was originally a mod for Unreal Tournament, and the original mod is really fun. If you have Unreal Tournament 2004, you can go on ModDB and actually still get the Killing Floor mod. And they have all, like, the major revisions stored separately on there, including even like the pre 1.0 demo of the Killing Floor mod. So you can actually go through and see like the origin of Killing Floor being like this one-man mod project for Unreal Tournament, and you can play through all the different revisions of it through ModDB, and it's really fun. Came out like 2 years. Oh, Killing Floor 2 came out in 2017. But what I'm saying is like the core design of it is so far back, and obviously like they could have changed it, but if they changed it, I don't think it would have been Killing Floor anymore. Because even like Killing Floor 1 still to this day has a huge fan base. And yes, like the Killing Floor 1 better opinion is very prevalent. And it's not like incorrect. There are a lot of things that Killing Floor 1 does better than Killing Floor 2. I think on the whole, Killing Floor 2 is like a better product all around. But Killing Floor 1 has a lot of things that that I prefer over the second game for sure. But even then, like the Killing Floor mod has some things that I prefer over Killing Floor 1. Progression system sucks. The progression system in Killing Floor 1 was so bad. Absolutely. The progression system in the original Killing Floor retail was awful. But yeah, 2, like, and if you enjoy the grit of Killing Floor retail, go and play Killing Floor 1.0. The original version of the mod is so gritty and dark, and it doesn't play all that well, like, be warned. But Killing Floor 1.0, if you like that gritty style, the original version of the mod is as gritty as Killing Floor ever was, as like grindhouse horror as it ever was. If that's something that you appreciate, it's definitely worth checking out just for that. Streaming in 1440? Yeah, it looks nicer. It also puts us on priority encoding so that YouTube doesn't compress the video quite as much. If you're above 1080p, you get put on the higher end encoder and the compression is a lot less noticeable. Still YouTube compression, but nowhere near as bad as their standard compression. I'm talking video nerd things again. Compress these nuts. YouTube would compress the shit out of everything. You should see how good so much of like my MGS4 video is a big one. You should see how good my footage of MGS4 actually looked pre-YouTube compression. You should see it, because the difference, man, it looks good like as it is uploaded on YouTube. But like the actual source footage for that video is so clean and ow, ow, fuck. Oh. You got games on your phone? I legitimately, unironically, do not have a single game on my phone. I'm not bullshitting when I say that. I wholeheartedly do not have a single game on my phone. I used to play some mobile games, like back in the day. Nothing crazy. Like, I liked Adventure Capitalist. Clash of Clans, back when that was like at its peak. And what was the farm one? Heyday. Heyday was gas. Ow. But I got my new phone, and I just legitimately do not have a single game on it. I checked. I went to double check. And yeah, it's... I have nothing. I actually have barely any apps on my phone. iPhone users will understand, because if you're on other phones, it's different. But for iPhone users, I have all the apps on my phone on 2 pages without folders. When I say that I don't use my phone for much of anything, and people think that I'm exaggerating, probably, I'm not. I barely use my phone for anything, because I have a computer. No folders? I just don't even have enough apps to need any folders. Like, I don't have any, because I don't need them. Shutters. They're all kind of like organized into pockets, to be fair. Like, I have a couple of like language study apps, and like those are right next to each other. I have like Google Docs and Google Sheets right next to each other. Not even work? What would I work on my phone? Like, I could write scripts on Google Docs, and it's happened occasionally where I need to. Where, like, you know, just because of what's going on in my day, like, I've got 20 minutes while I'm out to write, and I'm, you know, out. So I'll do it on my phone, but why would I write on my phone when I'm like at home and I could write on an actual keyboard, where I type way faster on an actual keyboard than typing on my phone. Speaking of typing on my phone, you know what's actually been really cool, chat? I'm still at like beginner level Japanese, right, for studying, so I'm still in that phase where I feel like I'm starting to get really good at things, and like everything feels so fresh, and like I actually make progress. I've heard that when you hit intermediate level Japanese, it becomes absolute miserable like torture, because you realize just how little you know. Like, you hit that point on the bell curve, right? That famous bell curve for learning literally anything. I've heard the Japanese version of it is really bad, like compared to just learning most things, even. But lately, I've gotten really good at typing on the Japanese keyboard on my phone. Like, I've gotten really fast at typing. Time to study all 10,000 kanji. I actually recently picked up a beginner's kanji textbook. I was talking about it on stream, because the beginner's textbook that I picked up for, again, let me emphasize, beginner level kanji, it covers roughly 2,600 kanji. And I'm gonna start studying kanji this week, funny enough. It's in my plan for, like, I think on Friday I have it written in my schedule. Because recently, someone I know who's really good at Japanese, they are at an N2 level for Japanese, which is about the level that most people who, like, live and grow up in Japan speak and read at, is N2. N1 is, like, to put it into, like, English comparison, if you're at an N1 level, like, you can read and speak like a physics professor, right? Like, you have immaculate language skills. So even, like, most speakers who, like, native Japanese speakers aren't at the highest level. They're at, like, the second highest. And she's at that level. She's at N2. She's amazing at Japanese. And she recently was like, how much kanji have you done? And I said, none. And she said, you really should start early. Because no one really says that you should start early, but she's like, yeah, if you learn like all the beginner stuff, and then while you're in intermediate level, you start trying to learn kanji, you're going to suffer just because of how much you have to learn, like, from scratch if you start it there. So I'm gonna start working through it. I'm in like the latter half of beginner level Japanese, so I'm gonna start working through it real soon. I'd learn it, but it sounds like hell. It's really fun in the beginner stage. Like, I've been having a blast with it. Also, sorry, what do you use your phone for then? Calls? Yeah, legitimately like calling and texting people is about it. Twitter. I have Twitter on there. I have YouTube on there. I don't know anyone who speaks it anyway. I know a couple people who speak it. It's not like, you know, I'll be able to practice it day to day. But in the games industry, it's a really useful skill to be able to speak Japanese. And like no one in the Western games industry can speak Japanese because it's hard. It's really hard. So I figured it would be a good skill to pick up. I'd been meaning to do it for a long time. And then I kind of like mentioned it in passing on stream back in like December. And I added it to like my goals for the year to actually like start studying and try to get some progress. Dabble in podcasts and Pokemon Go while walking. Yeah, I have Spotify on my phone. Got that. Who designed a zombie building? I don't know. But if I'm being honest, I think this is one of my favorite enemy designs in DMC2. Like literally the whole city getting like possessed, or sorry, city. The whole building getting possessed by a demon. And this thing like coming out of the side of it, like the way the building warps in the cutscene and this thing pops out. It's cool. It's kind of stupid, but like it's also cool. Native English speakers have a really hard time with multi-purpose word languages. English is a multi-purpose word language. The reason that English and Japanese are hard, like between the two, is because there is absolutely nothing shared. Like, legitimately nothing. There are sounds in Japanese that don't exist in English. Like the Japanese R, I still can't say it, despite working on it like at least once a week where I just sit down for a few minutes and like drill through it. I still can't really say the Japanese R. Because trying to learn a complete new sound with your mouth for like speaking, it's, yeah. Ow, fuck. English is a multi-purpose word language. It is. We have a ton of it. Oh yeah, it also made me realize that that is 100%. Isn't the Japanese R like the soft R in Spanish? Yeah, it's a lot like it. It's basically, oh. The bot doesn't like the letter R. It's a lot like the soft R in Spanish. It's very similar. But the thing is, like, when you grow up like me, right, you speak English your whole life, I can try to explain the Japanese R, but I still can't really say it, so I can't give you a great example of the sound itself, but I can explain, like, what happens in your mouth. Because basically, it's... You have to place your tongue in a spot that you never place your tongue when speaking English. And it's a spot that is between two different spots that you do place it when speaking English. So your body is just kind of naturally going to go back to doing one of those two every time that you go to say it, and you're not going to get the right sound. And it takes a lot of just like genuinely sitting down and like focusing in on where you're placing your tongue when you say it, and just drilling it over and over to try to get it into your head. It's one of those things where like if I sit down and do it for 10 minutes and I just am sitting here and practicing it, I can do it at the end of those 10 minutes like nothing. Ask me to do it the next day and I've lost it. Because like I genuinely, I need a warm-up to be able to do it consistently. Like a good solid 10-minute warm-up. There's a your mom joke here, probably. But it's like if you really slowly take your, like if you say like la, 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 like when you make the la sound in English and you think about where your tongue is, like you feel it out and you really focus on it. Feel that, right? La, la. And then you do the same thing with ra, with the R sound. Where does your tongue hit in your mouth when you say ra, ra? You do that. The Japanese R is between the two of them, and it kind of sounds like both of them at the same time because it's in between. So you get like a little bit of both of those sounds in it. And especially in certain words, it can sound like one or the other, like more close to one or the other because of, I can't think of where or what the term is for it, but there's a term for like when your mouth changes the sound of a letter a little bit because it's legitimately just easier to say like in the flow of a sentence. Like the American T, if you speak with an American accent and you say like water and it's not a T, you're not saying water, you're saying water like with a D. I guess in English, like British English, they also say wa because it's easier to just drop the T with the way that the accent kind of naturally flows than it is to actually pronounce it. Distortion? No, there's a term for it in like language study. It's not distortion. There's like a fancy word for it that I can't remember right now. But because of that, your brain is gonna fuck up and not do the actual R sound all the time if you're a natural English speaker. And it's why if you're a native Japanese speaker trying to learn English, you struggle with, with L's. Right? Because your tongue doesn't go there ever when you speak Japanese. It's a totally foreign concept if you go 20 or more years of your life without ever doing it and then you try to learn it. But you have something that's just there. Like it's so close to it that your brain is going to kind of like default back to it because it's just easier. And it makes it a bitch. Rap, for example, you say hato. Yeah. Then there's the whole, yeah, speaking English words with, what the fuck? I didn't know that the fire would hit me if I just stood at the start of the arena. More you know. Syllables get dropped constantly. I think Tom Scott did a video on that. Japanese has a bit of syllables getting dropped. Like there are certain words where not syllables entirely, but like there's there's su, like in Romaji you would like in English spelling you'd put su, right? And something that you say a lot in Japanese is desu. Like it's a very common word to have in there in a sentence, at the end of a sentence. But a lot of the time, and this is not the only example of this, it's just kind of the most common one. You drop the vowel sound, like the U sound of su, but you keep the consonant sound, you keep the S. So a lot of the time at the end of a sentence you say des instead of desu, but you're saying desu, you just drop the U because that's just how it is. Honestly, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I know there's got to be a reason for it, but when you're speaking Japanese, you drop it. In certain contexts, it's not always, but in a lot of contexts, you'll drop it. I'm not at the level where I could sit here and fully explain it, to be honest. I'm still trying to figure out when I do and don't drop it. Because sometimes you do want to say su. Sometimes you just want to go at the end. That's it. Oh, fuck. God damn. Like Asuka? Yeah, you drop the U for her name. You don't say Asuka. You say Asuka. come together. That's actually, that is an example. You drop the U on it. We'll see you around though, Bruno. The sound of the SMGs is drilling into my head. All of us. All of us. I don't know why this boss is so simple. It shouldn't be taking this long. But it's because of the simplicity, I think. Well, and the health bar. The health bar doesn't help. There we go. Sakura and don't even start me on the emphasis shit in Japanese. Bro, that is like the one thing with the level of Japanese that I'm at. Okay, so chat, there are words like that. There's a lot of them, in fact, that the emphasis like what syllable you place the emphasis on changes what the word is. And it's not like English where we have like words that you say it the exact same way, but like they just have different meanings. Like, you know, we've got so many words that have like 3 meanings and you just have to know what the person is saying. Which if you're a native speaker, like, yeah, you know what they're saying. If you're not a native speaker, good luck. I don't even know how you would start to approach that as a non-native speaker. Like cock and cock? Dude. Which is it? Japanese is similar? Yeah. Well, it's hard for us because in English, there's no emphasis. What's the word I guess I would look for? Differentiation? Like, where you place the emphasis doesn't really matter. Everyone has like a different cadence to the way that they speak in English. And it's very like emotional and changes based on emotion and stuff like that. Whereas in Japanese, it's very like you have to say it a certain way. Otherwise, it could just mean an entirely different word. Tear and tear, at least those are pronounced differently. Right? At the very least. But like cock and cock are the exact same word. It's just one of them is like, how would I even describe it? One of them you use for like working on your home, like fixing things up around your house. One of them is a penis. Data or data? I interchangeably. It depends on the sentence for me, which way I'm gonna say it. Like, it's just whichever is gonna sound more natural. I genuinely use both. I've been known to flip-flop between them. Some people do just have one way that they pronounce data, whichever. It just kind of depends what I'm saying. One of them just has a tilde. Yeah. But in Japanese, it's like Sakura is one. Or like if the emphasis is on the sa, it's someone's name. And I don't remember what the other one is. My vocab in Japanese is somewhere where I'm not great. I don't know many words. Which is why kanji study is going to be huge. Starting that up this week, because I'm going to learn reading and writing and vocab together. Because kanji are entire words or terms condensed into one character. It's going to be a good double whammy in that sense to just buff out the vocab. Tree, thank you. But yeah, just which syllable, or sorry, which character rather, the emphasis goes on, whether it's the sa or the ku, entirely different word. I'm gonna play it. I've reset so many times for getting clipped by that stupid ass attack. I like when my language follows rules. Japanese follows its rules very strictly. English is not. English, the rules are very loose. There's a ton of rules, but if you break them, it doesn't matter as much. Vinny impression? I don't know what it is. DM. Certu. I'm trying to figure out what that is. What that's even saying. The English rules are so flexible that it's like, yeah, they're like a suggestion. Like 80% of the rules you should follow pretty strictly in order to like make sense. The other 20 are just kind of there. You know, you can use them as much or as little as you really want. Vine Sauce impression? I never watched Vine Sauce. It's one of those OG channels that I just didn't watch. It's one of the few that like everyone watched Vine Sauce back in the day and I, for whatever reason, didn't. Oh, DMC2! I get it. Into a static target. Oh, it's great, right? It's good gameplay. Oh, fuck! 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 That attack. That's the worst one to get caught by. Domte is good. Oh. Dude, I can't remember what family of kana it was. Like what group of kana it was. But the other night while I was working on pronunciation stuff and doing some reading into it and stuff, I learned that there is a regional accent in Japan. I don't remember which one, but there's a regional accent in Japan that, like, I don't remember what family it was, but it was something essentially like, oh yeah, the whole, like, P family, like all the, like, pa, pi, poo, pe, po, they say them with N's in this accent. And the problem is there's already, like, an N family. There's already, like, there's a whole family of N's already. We can't just change them, but it's like, oh yeah, they just say N for both. Like, they don't flip-flop them, it's just there are two. I'm screwed if I ever come across someone like that. What? What do you mean they just say the letter N instead of the letter P? The fuck? That's one of those things, it's like, yeah, if that happens, I just give up. I just need a translator. Oh, I got hit twice. Are you shitting me? Like, what do you mean? What kind of accent is that? You just entirely drop a letter and replace it with another one? That's not an accent. I mean, it is an accent, literally, but like, what? Is it Shibuya? Is that what I'm thinking of? The pistols do more damage. SMGs are just a lot easier to use. You're right about that. Uh-oh. What is 9 souls? I said that like it's like a dark soul. 9 souls. There. Better emphasis. But yeah, I learned about that accent, just the fact that it exists, and I'm so boned. If I ever hear someone, like if anyone ever tries to speak with me in that accent, I am not going to understand a fucking thing. Another one to add to the pile. Wow. Hello? Oh my god. If the dodge timing is off a little bit on that, like it was there, you're just hoping for the spread to like work perfectly with where you are, because the iframes aren't doing shit at that point. The UK, dude, don't get me started on UK accents, okay? Like the regional accents in the UK, I've heard them. I don't know how you guys understand each other. Although, to be fair, I understand that a lot of you guys don't. Like, if they're from, like, the very northern end of the UK, apparently a lot of people just legit do not understand. Although, Canada has some insane accents, too. Like, absolute batshit accents. Like, people from Newfoundland, what are they saying? What are you... I can't understand you. If you've never heard a Newfie before, which is just common slang for someone who's from Newfoundland, if you've never heard a Newfie speak before, just look up like Newfoundland accent and listen. Just horrifying accent. Sorry to any Newfies in chat, but like I can't understand you. You're gonna need to type or write everything for me. Like, we're speaking the same language, but at the same time, we are not. We're not even in the same ballpark. Why is it always the people up north that have the weird accent? UK, US, Canada, like, what's the deal? What is it with being up north and having the weird fucky accent? Where does that come from? Isn't XQC Canadian? He is. Case in point. He's from, Quebec. Canada has some real fucked accents too. And I was gonna say at least the US is better, but that might just be because I'm from the north. So, you know, if someone comes up to me and she's, it could be a she. I meant to say they. I just got a little ahead of myself in the sentence. If someone comes up to me and they're like, oh, how's she going there by? I know what they're saying. Someone from Texas wouldn't. But at least, like, I know what they're saying. By gaslighting him into believing the pistols, they do at least do more damage. Like, you were genuinely right if it was just a shitpost. They do have a higher damage per second. It's just you have to sit there and spam them manually rather than holding the button. Guy speaks absolute gibberish. Yeah, did you go and look up Newfie accent? Did you hear someone? They are not speaking English, bro, I swear. They can't be. You can't convince me they are. And again, like, I'm from the north. Like, I have a really easy time with, with, like, northern accents. More than most people. I have no idea what the hell he's saying. Oh god. Ow, fuck. Oh, XQC. I should pull up a Newfie accent. What about Texan accent? Texan is easy to understand. Texan is perfectly fine. Southern accents, well, okay. I was gonna say Southern accents are generally really easy to understand. Like, they're not that crazy. But then you get into like the really rural parts of like the Carolinas or something, and it's just like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, if you get into the absolute middle of nowhere in some parts of the South, it gets really bad. But generally, Southern American accents are perfectly fine. They just sound kind of funny. Most Texans barely have an accent. Well, yeah, because most are from like the big cities, right? Like Dallas, Houston. So the accents aren't that bad there. Anyone from rural Texas has a crazy accent though. It's the same in Minnesota though. Like in the cities, a lot of people don't have a strong accent. But as soon as you leave the cities in Minnesota, it's hard to understand people. If you're not from here, that is. It's pretty much exactly how it goes here. Best state in the U.S. In my opinion, it's Minnesota. I haven't been to every state in the U.S. But like, I live here because because I do legitimately think it's the best place to live in the U.S. If I didn't, I would be somewhere else. Legitimately. Ow, fucking bitch. Oh my god. Oh, I forget that he has that. That's new on hard mode. Jesus Christ. How many missions does this game have? 18. 18. Let's not think about that. Let's not dwell on that. Fuck. Wife was very in Massachusetts, but if I were to go anywhere in the US, it would be Minnesota. Ow. And someone's wife. All he said was attractive. That's all he said. Knew you liked DMC2, you were just capping? No. I'm coping. Currently. I wasn't capping before, I'm coping now. Am I not allowed to notice? Exactly. Isn't it great? So dull to watch. Well, yeah, I brought up the idea of like, I might just like day to day kind of flip between this and doing DMC3 Virgil for all of our collective sanities. But people in chat were like, no, just bang it out. Just get it done. Just please. My mind could be changed. I would not say no to doing like a DMC3 stream mixed in so that we're not just grinding 2 for a while. But a bunch of people in chat were just like, just get DMC2 progress so that we don't have to come back. How many streams has it taken to get this far? On hard mode, this is the 3rd hard mode stream so far. We're moving at a pace of like 2 missions a stream on DMC2 hard mode because it's a bitch. On normal, it was nowhere near this bad. Just skip 2 entirely. Well, no, we have to do 2, unfortunately. I can't become the true master of Devil May Cry if I don't play DMC2 to completion. May I have copyright music? You sent me something on stream that might have I'm not watching it on stream. The fact that that's even a risk. What is it? Should have just done it first try. I got hit twice, so I think my chances here aren't great. Have it muted. Oh, you said listen on quiet. It's a clip of us? It's a clip of yours? With me in it? With copyright and music? What? I'll have to look. What the fuck? God damn it. Were you playing music during Halo 4, False? Oh, someone made it? Oh, God. Oh, no. Hold on a second. There we go. Hold on. Oh, I can't play this on stream. Yeah, false. Figured. I had to go and look. I was like, what is the potential copywritten music? I turned off the sound on OBS, and yeah, I can't play it on stream. I warned. At least you warned it. Game crash. Devil May Cry 2. The game crashes. Committing more gaming heresy? No, it's a meme. Hold on. The base EXE doesn't crash. It's only DMC2 that crashes. I can't pull it over without... What if I make my Discord really tiny? Yes! Oh, turn it off. Turn the sound off. Someone made a meme or False. I forget about the little fella. False just walked right off the ledge. The music is very not copyright system friendly. It's a meme of False just walking right off the ledge. Not even DMC2 wants you to play DMC2. It's rough out here. Ah, shit. Hear Cole go, did you walk off? I didn't even hear myself say that. But I think I was just paying too much attention. To the music. But I didn't catch myself saying that. Oh god. Ban False again? How dare you make me play copywritten music on my stream? That's not any faster, is it? I don't think it is. This is the DMC2 experience. It's faster if they consistently hit, but his head is moving around constantly. Where I fell forever. Oh my god, the one where you fell down and then I also died and you just were in the void for a minute. Need to use that auto fire Ocelot was talking about. It would be really nice to have auto fire here. Better comedy than any American movie? No. Austin Powers. Checkmate, liberal. The second one, specific. The first Austin Powers is kind of bad. The second one is really, really good. Third one's pretty good. Third one's not bad. I like Goldmember. The first movie has its moments, but like, the first movie's kind of just bad. Like they're all kind of just bad. Like, somewhat intentionally so, it feels like, but the first Austin Powers is really rough. I went back and rewatched it recently, and the whole time I was just like, wow, this is so much worse than I remember it being. Like, funny, but bad. Have you tried using his one-liners on women? Yeah, just, it's completely normal to just immediately be like, do I make you horny, baby? Yes. I mean, if I had chest hair like he did, it could work. That dude is like a bear. At least it's straight to the point. Randy. Yeah, he has the variations of it. Randy is funnier, to be honest. Hot Fuzz is funny and good. The second Austin Powers is so fun. Like, Fat Bastard is probably, to me, the single funniest character, like, in a comedy movie. Just fucking hilarious. I love Fat Bastard. I can't think of a character in a comedy movie who makes me laugh as consistently as Fat Bastard does. It, like, just genuinely every time he pops up on screen, I'm going to get like a legit belly laugh out of it. Look at my sexy body. Oh, fuck. The back roll is not good during that attack. It's very, very scary. Belly laugh? That was unintentional, but yes. Fuck! Shit. Ah! If I get hit again, I'll reset it. What? Oh my god, that attack is insane. What the fuck? Holy shit. I've never actually reacted in time. Oh, fuck. God damn. That is horrifying. Oh, also Shaun of the Dead for best comedy movie ever. I should have mentioned it sooner, but I didn't, so I'll mention it now. You're welcome. For that one guy who was like sitting in the back who was like, Shaun of the Dead! He just didn't say it. Like he's just lurking. You're welcome. I said it because it's true. Oh, okay. We're just evolving what was already your most dangerous attack, just for shits and giggles. Same trilogy as Oh, really? I've only ever seen Shaun of the Dead. I didn't know it was part of a trilogy. Very overrated? My ass, that movie is great. Oh my god, it gets worse! What? It gets worse! Are you shitting me? We're at the end. Let's at least just see it, right? But like, what? Oh. It got worse. Oh, fuck. What? Shit. So, okay, orbs are fine. Orbs I can solve. If I kill him with an S rank combo, that will handle the orbs, because that's legit. That's all that's in that level, orb-wise. It needs to be faster. I need to not get hit. I need to combo more. Jesus Christ. Kill me. Done by the same actors and directors. Oh, okay. What if I locked onto the body? Hold on. Oh, great. Okay. The hitbox is super precise. Never mind. Fucking hate this bitch. Cartwheel, 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 cartwheel. Dante is the only man on Earth who can cartwheel around in skinny jeans and still make it look cool. I'll give DMC2 that much. And a scarf. Look at his fucking scarf. He somehow pulls off this fit. How the hell am I gonna get style out of you? Except for just in the second phase. Fuck, fuck, fuck. No! That doesn't work either. Yeesh. Building man. What do I do about you, man? Actually, I don't know what to do about this guy. Oh, fuck. I just lost whatever combo I had started. Probably did it again, to be honest. Okay, just the two. Just the kicks. Okay. He threw it. He did it anyway. He wanted to. I found the tech. Oh, I found the tech. Oh, we're cooking. We're cooking. Hold on. Oh. Only works with the bats consistently. But we're finding shit. We're making the game cool. We're getting somewhere, chat. Hold the line. It's really hard to line it up. Oh, I'm finding things. Oh, fuck. What hit? A bat? A bat? Melania wishes she was this cool. Bro, we found tech and it has very quickly made the fight far more interesting. The use Rainstorm to jump on head tech is actually kind of sweet. I won't lie. The start shooting this bitch upside down to get on top of his head. Hold on. I found some stuff for the first phase. There's a little bit of wonkiness to it, for sure. But we're getting places, right? That's what's important, is I'm finding things. Him saying it was impossible to find cool tech, but totally not worth the trouble. Huh? Oh, sorry, saying it was possible to find cool tech, but not worth the trouble. Bro, did you just see what I was doing? I like Jay. I disagree. Not only is it cooler and more fun, but like there's an actual gameplay benefit here as well. It's killing him faster and generating style. I disagree. Bats are a risk. That's about it. Like, that's actually the only issue right now with what I'm doing, is I have to be a little more careful about bats. I know that Solid was turned into a novel. Yeah, I don't think Solid 1 is the only one either, is it? Even DMC is better. Okay, DMC, if that's what we're talking about, I do still think is better than this game, 100%. There are so many people in like the DMC community who are like, oh, the reboot's so garbage. Even DMC 2 is better. And I think those people are out of their goddamn minds. I don't think they've played much DMC 2. To be frank, I don't. I don't think they've played enough DMC 2. If really any, to be honest, because there's no way that you think that. If you've actually played both, there's no chance. Did I just find kick cancel? Hold on. More than 2? Okay, I wouldn't say N4. Maybe it's roughly the same as 4. I wouldn't say it's a whole lot worse. I do like 4 a little more. But if I'm being honest, not a whole ton more. You, on the other hand, have played too much DMC2. Hey, I am a... what's it? A reputable voice on this topic because of my vast amounts of DMC2 experience. All right, you're not looking at this the right way, simply. My opinion on this carries a lot of weight. I've also played the reboot to completion, which is more than I think a lot of fans who shit on the game frequently have actually done. Baby sniping and all. I've done it. Yes! Yes! We're cooking. Hold on. Things are happening, chat. Big things. Oh, fuck. I want to go down in history as the king of DMC2. When I've S-ranked the entire game on all difficulties on both discs, have I earned that title? Can I claim that title once I've done that? There are surely still going to be people out there who have played the game more. Shit. And who are just like more stylish with their gameplay than me. But I would like to claim the crown personally. If anyone would like to challenge me for it, then sure, go for it. But I'm going to claim it. All right? That's a dead attempt. I found stuff though. I found stuff. The Bloody Palace. Bloody Palace on DMC2 is actually the shortest in the series because I think there are skips that go like 100 levels at a time. So I think the Bloody Palace 100% in this game takes all of like 20 minutes, if even. At least from what I've heard. I've heard that this is by far the shortest Bloody Palace. So yeah, but I'm not worried about it at all. I'm way more worried about hard mode even, which has been awful so far. It's about that time though, and I have video things to do. So, big video things to do in fact, tonight. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy, and you haven't done so already, feel free to go ahead and leave a sub, come back another time. We're doing this. We're doing Armored Core, Ace Combat, Metal Gear. We're going to be starting Ocarina of Time soon. And no, I don't have too many streams going on all at once, too many series. It's a perfectly normal amount. It's a perfectly normal amount. But come back for any of it. Also, if you enjoyed, leave a like, algorithm stuff, blah, blah, blah. Next time the building man dies. If you're looking for links to anything outside of YouTube, check in the description, things like Twitter, Discord server, whatever. They're all down there. Other than that, though, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope to see you all back here next time. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you for coming to the stream, and goodbye.